What is up, everybody? Final video of the day. We're gonna go into combat here. And a little bit of the dungeons. I did the majority of my dungeons, but I can give you a quick overview for now. I'll do an official dungeon video probably within a couple days here. But essentially, what the dungeons are good for, this first dungeon, this is where you farm the materials you need to get your purple stars. And it's a different element every day, and on the weekends they're all open, but during the weekdays it's just whatever the top one is. So that's what happens there. Now this dungeon, this is like your eternal tower. As you can see, it goes there. Get in here as much as you can, because there's actually really good stuff in here. Like, I don't know if it'll show some of the previous reward, but there's been like summon tokens, really high XPmon and Evomon, lots of gold, crystals. So if you can handle this dungeon, definitely get in here. And also keep in mind that you can buy the currency, which is this thing right here, at the side shop. So if you see that at the side shop, consider picking up one or two. Well worth it to get as deep in here as you can, because normally you're limited to 3 a day. As you can see here, this is like medium to high-end fodder here for your purple stars. So my water hero is going to be really hooked up tomorrow. And then this dungeon over here. This is like different gear dungeons. So if you like click on this guy, you can farm any of these, but like this guy, he has lots of speed gear. And then etc. All these guys have different gear types. And then they also drop these claws, which you need to use the forge at your farm. So complete the highest one you can, at least once a day, every day, just for the achievements and stuff. And then this right here is your maze dungeon. Now your maze dungeon, it drops this currency, which is for a specific shop. But also, you only get one of these cube things a day. You can also buy some in what's it called, one of the side shops, and it drops some pretty high level gear, and it's like scheduled drops too. It's not just like random drops, or not, I shouldn't say that, like it's gonna be purple, and on occasion you'll get artifacts out of here. I've gotten 2 artifacts out of these dungeons so far, but keep in mind this gets to be really hard, and I'll kind of go, I can't show you here right now, but I'll show you how an exploration works, and I'll show you guys, I'll give you guys some combat tips. So let's go do it. So let's see. Okay, so understanding your mini-map is actually very key, and I am going to put in the link, a translation guide for all the stars, getting 3 stars on all these places. You can't always get 3 stars, especially in the exploration missions the first time through. But it'll let you know a lot of the stars have to do with what roles you bring to the dungeon. So, but you see how on all these maps, like we start here at 5-1, when you get to the exploration, you can see it with the little symbol there. You notice how there's 2 branching paths, and sometimes there'll be like 3 branching paths, and maybe even more later. There's the official path, and then there's the secret path. And then you complete the secret dungeons. And then same thing happened here. There's more secret dungeons down here. And then the official path. Now as you 3-star all these dungeons, you come over here and click this. And this is going to have star rewards. So eventually you'll get 50 crystals once you get 48. And you know, some of the farm currency and some gold. Some good stuff. Now, this right here, be paying attention to this as well, because these are missions that usually have to do with clearing a zone. And as you clear the zone, okay, there's 80k gold, there's 15 crystals, there's 4 of those star pendants, or whatever the hell they call them for the purple stars, there's 50 of that, there's a leaf currency. There's summon currency, etc. So be checking this on all your maps if you haven't been, because I actually had to go back. I didn't even know that until 2 days ago. This is going to be your time-related missions. Occasionally you'll see like the orange dot here, right here. Just click it again. It'll go to wherever it needs you to go, and just whoop that dungeon. So, And then this is just going to show you like the basic area where you can expect to drop, etc. Not sure what this is going to be, but it might be hard mode actually. Because there is hard mode for all these dungeons as well, once you beat 10-10. So, that's kind of your mini-map explanation now. We'll go over, I'll do a basic dungeon, and then it doesn't look like we get to an exploration for a while. Alright, you know what, I'm kidding. We'll go do an exploration dungeon. So let's go back. Let me pick, we'll pick this one. Alright, so when you come in, and let me go back. Things to be looking out for, if you have friends, be sure to take your friends, because your friends are giving you 10 of these friendship points versus non-friends that are giving you 5. So be sure to take your friends. And then also it gets them a little bit as well. Now, to read this screen, if you want a particular class, you can click over here. This is all. Now, this is enemies you're fighting, the star conditions, which once again, I'm putting that translate list in the notes for you guys. And this is the possible gear that can drop, or fodders, or whatever. And then when you get to this screen, you know, it's your party setup. You got your multiple parties here if you happen to have. You can unlock additional parties if you go back to your tab at the lobby. This is heal. Sometimes in persistent dungeons, you need to heal your party. So this is heal right here. It costs a fair amount of gold. If you want to switch heroes, that's what this is. Over here. And then this is what you're fighting. This is stuff that drops, and this is, on the left is how much stamina this dungeon is going to take, on the right is how much stamina you have in total. So let's get going. Now, as you're exploring the map, be sure to be paying attention and don't necessarily just hit auto, which is right here, because there's going to be treasure chests and like things that buff you and heal you in the background, so pay attention. But if you look at the map, you can kind of see what's coming in many cases. Like whenever you get to that hash mark, that's always going to denote that there's going to be a battle there. Now, not sure what this key icon is. This is the items you have dropped. Key icon might actually be something that gets collected. Anyways, let's go on. So, basic explanation. This is items that drop. This happiness meter right here. In exploration maps, this is very important. Think of this like Darkest Dungeon, for those of you that play Darkest Dungeon. The lower this gets, the worse off you'll be until eventually, if you get to minus 30, it goes all the way to minus 50, but minus 30, you're taking penalties. I can't translate exactly what the penalties are, but I can imagine it's like, you know, half defense, half attack, speed's reduced, enemy gets buffs, whatever it is. So try to complete exploration missions. You usually don't want to go below minus 30. You can probably cheese 0 to 30, but minus 30 is really tough, and then especially if you're a newer player. So be aware of that. Also, if you've been to an exploration map before, you can warp to previous points here. It costs you 3 of your... that thing I was just showing you, the happiness points. So if you just need to get to one place, be aware. But then also be aware that if there was a boss there that you beat to get to it, and you try to go back the same way, that boss is going to be there again. If you go back into the dungeon, I'm not talking about if you beat the boss already in the same dungeon. I'm talking about if you just go back and you're like, I'll just backtrack, and then, oh, there's super hard boss, so be careful of that. Now this potion down here, this will heal everybody for about 10%, so use those when you need them. We'll just go into combat here. I'll go into the combat flow. Now, for your summon here in the middle, let me move myself. For your summon here in the middle, you need 3 soul fire charges, and the whole bar has to go up before you get even 1. Sometimes in the background you'll see a blue thing. That'll get you soul fire charges as well. Now you can tag in the person your friend unit if you want. Also, whenever a unit dies, that friend unit's automatically going to take over. This is the turn order, so you could click it over here and see. Whenever someone gets to 100%, the more speed they have, the faster they're going. 100% means that it's their turn, so as you can see, we're all going before they do. Probably, unless something crazy happens, they're faster. And you know, these are your abilities and stuff. This is your element, this is your class. I heard that they put the zodiac sign in. I don't know if that affects anything, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does. That's your max health. And etc. So let's get going. Now, not every character works the same way. I will leave a guide to a character list. They haven't translated, the guys that are doing the translations, they haven't translated all the abilities and stuff yet, but there are some heroes up there that do upgrades and stuff. I'll explain to you these characters a little bit as we go on here. But for now, let me just handle this. Next battle, I'll start to explain their abilities. So poison in this game is really effective in PvE because it ticks off max HP. But apparently bleed, from what I've heard, is more effective in PvP. So PvE, poison, PvP, bleed. Not sure why, that's just what I've heard. So, there's your loot drop. So it'll pop up here, whatever you get. Hopefully it's purple or red. Those are the higher tier loots. So... Alright, so let me explain. Now, there are... When you get your third purple star on the heroes, it affects one of their passives or actives. In this case, for this archer girl, Kiri, when she burns, here's a soul burn right here. Actually, I don't want to do that right now, but when she burns, or even when she doesn't burn, if you use her skill 3, she buffs herself and immediately takes another turn. But that's after you get the third star. Before that, it's just next turn. Now, basically what that did is, that is going to enable her to possibly put up 3 ticks of poison, which is really effective in this game on bosses. Let's see if it works here. Yeah, we got 2 out of 3. Now, on anyone that inflicts debuffs, a debuff that you need, it's really good to have increased debuff chance, which is a stat you can get, debuff accuracy, basically. Now this guy, he's a healer technically, but he also does a buff. So his skill 1 has a 50% chance, doesn't hit that hard, but has a 50% chance to decrease attack of whatever he's attacking rather. Skill 2, it does a little AoE, and it also heals the party. And then skill 3 is a defense shield, and buffs in this game are very powerful, guys. So if you can get yourself a character that does an attack buff and a defense buff, and apparently once I get his third purple star, I believe he gets close to doing something similar, and then speed buffs, etc. Buffs are super powerful in this game. So breaks are powerful and buffs are powerful, like defense breaks, etc. So right here, no one's really low. I don't really need the shield, so... Go on that guy. Now the follow-up mechanic, it's a chance. Most characters, I believe it's like a 5% or so chance, but there's like relics and stuff that affect it. There's one relic that, I forget, it was like, it increases the chance by 5% or 8%, and then you also do 10% more damage on follow-ups, you know, so for that particular character. Now Ravi, there's a lot of controversy with Ravi. That was the girl I just used with the axe. Basically, her 1 makes it so that she hits and she life leeches a whole lot of life. And her 2 makes it so that the more rage that she has, you see the red under her bar. The more that fills up, the harder she's hitting just passively. And then she can also unlock her 3, which is a big AoE damager and 75% chance to stun. Because I actually read her skill. Now, secret... right here. Secret is on the banner right now. Definitely recommend getting Secret. Secret is top single target DPS in the game at the moment. So what Secret does, she ignores armor. Not all the way, I think it's a percentage base. On her 1, she has a chance to put up 2 bleeds. Same thing with her 2. If you burn her 2, she'll take an additional turn. On her 3, the more debuffs that are on the target, the more damage it's going to do. So that's how that works. So she usually hits pretty solid. So both of them are my deeps. They lead pretty good. That damage shield you see right there, that's from a relic I put on him. So normally, Curious with her 1, she has a chance to put up 1 dot. And you see we took a little bit of damage here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the heal out. By the way, this guy's at the table. If you haven't managed to get yourself a good healer yet, like I haven't, he's a pretty good. Now, Secret's 2, that's actually her bread and butter. Has a chance to put up the bleeds, like I said, but it also hits a lot. And it has a chance to do an additional attack. And if you kill the person with the original damage, it'll hit somebody else. So there that is. And then get her with some, definitely get her with attack and crit, but if you happen to get some substats that have debuff accuracy, really good for her as well. Now this girl, Curious, if you burn her, her 1 will hit a lot harder and life leech a lot more. There's a chest like I was showing you guys. And then this is just an AoE. You know, it doesn't hit too hard. Now his third ability, I'm actually going to use it here. It puts up a defense buff. Cuts damage pretty drastically. If you burn it, it lasts 3 turns. If you don't burn it, it lasts 2 turns. So in this case, we can probably kill most of them by 2 turns. And then when we get to the boss guys, I'll let you see more of the ultimate abilities. But just so at least you'll have an understanding of these characters when you see them in PvP, or if you yourself have them. And there's the wolf. I'll tell you more about the wolf later. The wolf's actually pretty important too. I was neglecting the wolf. Oh, and then also Ravi's rage bar. It goes up when she attacks and when she gets hit. So that's why I put her in the front, because she gets hit most of all. And she's pretty tanky, and she can usually heal her own damage unless someone like Zaz is attacking her that can block healing. So where do I want to go? I have to make a choice now. I think I'll go to, we'll go to the 5-4 secret area, because I think that boss was a bit more challenging. So right here, guys, if you want to read the map, you see how, like, north, the map's kind of tilted. North is that way, west is that way, east is that way. But you can always look at the map, and then it'll be brown if you haven't gone there before. So then if you're able to explore, you can just pick whichever way you want to go. There's a chest coming up in the map there. Here we go. And I've skilled up Ravi, the Axe Girl's 1, so it'll hit harder and life leech a little bit more. And I've skilled up Secret's 2, so just so it'll hit harder and hopefully kill whatever she's attacking, so that she can hopefully get her extra attack off. I'm not sure what governs her extra attack. I need to actually look her up. It might just be pure chance. It might be if she procs a bleed. I don't know for sure. But yeah, the cool thing to do with Ravi is, as long as you can keep her with rage, keep her with it. so that she's just hidden like a truck, and then you can blow it all when you get to a hard encounter. So, and then usually if you see a map and you see like a little nub like that, that means that usually there's going to be either a chest or a merchant there. In this case, we already got the chest. Oh, look, it's Chest Bonanza. So we'll scrape these kids in 2 rounds. And you see I'm saving up my soul charges too. Now, even if you got someone weak that's attacking, be sure to hit whatever your DPS focus is. Unless you really need their debuff on someone else, because there's always a chance that one of the DPS characters will follow up and just wipe that unit. But you see how much harder she's hitting now that she has a full rage bar. And there's your follow. Alright, so this should be a boss. Alright, so I'm gonna burn with her. And we'll buff her and get the dots on the boss. By the way, this girl is a 3-star, so if you get her, Curious, she's actually really good. She's always useful on World Boss or any boss that has a lot of life. Just because her poison's gonna tick that much harder. And she's built around speed, by the way, so you get her a speed set. Now in this case, what I would normally do is buff defense, but in this case I'm gonna get the wolf. Oh no, the game glitched. There's this glitch on Nox to where it doesn't use the wolf sometimes. That sucks. I'm sorry, guys. I'd have to restart for it to freaking... Well, anyway, so the wolf, when you use the wolf, not only does he do a grip of AoE damage, but he also does a buff for 2 turns, attack buff. I believe it's 30% attack. It might be a little more. So, be sure to use that if you can. Right now, I'm going to give us the 3-turn defense buff. And then we're going to town. So with her, like I said, you could burn. And her ulti does more damage the more debuffs are up. If she would have put her bleeds up, she would have did more, but that's the way it is. So. And you know what? We'll go ahead and just finish him here. I hope. This is her big ulti. And that's that, fam. That also does 75% chance to stun. And I've seen it stun bosses oftentimes, so... Now, if I wanted to, I could keep exploring. I could just warp over here. Fly back over here, but... if you're doing an exploration map and you fail, you lose everything. There's no, like, restart. There's no... I mean, you can restart, but you lose all your loot and stuff. So, although you do still retain the key, which is a good thing. So you can still get into all the exploration missions, or in this case, it's just a dungeon with engine. Or energy, rather. That's a decent loot haul, you know, some stuff I can fodder, probably. So, we're getting the hell out of here. So I hope that helped you guys with the world map and combat a little bit. That's achievement, by the way. I'll share one more thing with you guys before we're done. Now right here, if you want, you can look up damage meter. Blue's damage, brown is how much damage you took, green is healing. And yeah, so you see we actually unlocked a time-related mission. I don't know why. Oh, I guess the server just reset. Well, how about that? And then there's the dispatch mission that uses stamina. Good way to level your units. What I'm gonna do, guys, we're gonna go back out. And then you see how this has a 1 here? That means that we got one of those time dispatch missions that has the guild currency thing. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. And it's gonna take us to wherever we're supposed to be. And usually it's just a straight run through, so you can hit auto on it if you don't have time. Just be watching for treasure chests. That's what I'm gonna do right here. And sometimes you can see them on the mini map. And we'll let the AI handle it from now on. Put myself back over here. Get them, evil Girl Scouts. I think eventually, once I get him, I gotta get him health. I have him with defense, but if I get him health, his healing's based on health, and I think his damage is too. I got him with a speed set and defense because I don't have health on the sets he needs. So there you go. This should be pretty straightforward. It's just gonna be. Oh, this is the event boss actually. So that will pen pretty fast. But yeah, guys, be looking for those secret missions. If you go to an exploration the first time, they're usually going to make you go one way. But you can go back and then go the other ways eventually. So make sure you're unlocking all the secret zones in every map. And be careful, because some of those secret zone bosses are pretty nasty. I think Zez was in level 4. And you saw my video with my encounter with him, so that was pretty eye-opening. And now we got the normal boss. Oh, this druid guy's actually semi-hard. He starts to put like a damage shield up. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I think I might have to actually micro this. Just because I need her to get rage. She can break it if she has rage.
명령에 따르겠습니다. 여기까지입니다. 오늘은 길을 헤매지 않았어요. 도와주세요. 나도 탈게.
Yeah, follow-ups really help here. But this guy's annoying because he keeps putting damage shield up every time he takes a turn. Super dumb. So yeah, we just gotta stack stuff on him.
영원한 꿈을 꾸게 해줄까? 이리 와. 갈게요. 준비는 모두 끝냈습니다. 졸리지만 싸울 순 있어요.
And there you have it. And then that's the currency, so it gave us that. And that was a time mission, guys. Alright, so I'll give you guys 2 more things, non-combat related, then we'll go. Achievements, you can get to them from here, or you can get to them from here. Achievements actually have a purpose in this game. Not only do they give you rewards, but if you notice over here, once you fill up whatever the gauge is, it actually gives you percentage-based buffs, and it's like, you know, 1%, 2% more friend points, 2% more farm rate gold, whatever it is. So whenever you fill these up, those are the achievement points right there. Just click over here, it'll say something like ready over there. And then, you know, get your 1% buff, because you gotta take what you can get, man. That's what life's about. Now, you guys that have made it this far, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a summon for you guys. Let's see, hopefully we'll get something good. We got the free summon. I'm saving up for my next stream. I got 77. But we'll go ahead and do the free summon right now. See if we get lucky. Nope. Unless I got some good 3-star thing. Oh, it's that guy. Nah. You know what's funny is I think I have a copy. Oh no, I don't have a copy of the Rogue. Alright guys, we tried. If you want to see me do more, I'll probably do this game like tomorrow night. Pacific Standard Time, so. Alright guys, so hopefully that helped you out. That's your combat tutorial. And I will catch you later on. Have a great day guys. Peace out.